So Jon Favreau stepped away from the Book of Boba Fett and threatened to quit Lucasfilm and Star Wars altogether. This is after Kathleen Kenedy, who is in charge of Star Wars currently, would not stop meddling in the Book of Boba Fett. And in this video, I'm not only going to explain to you what went down, but I'm also going to cover as to why the Book of Boba Fett was just so awful. And we were all surprised when we saw the Book of Boba Fett. We were all wondering, how is it they screwed up this character so much? Because we all remember when we first saw Boba Fett in Mandalorian Season 2. The bounty hunter was everything we expected and more. I mean, the dude was violent, aggressive. He was like a bull tearing through those stormtroopers. I mean, look at him. No question, no hesitation. He knew what needed to be done, and he did it. He tore through those stormtroopers. Never once did he ask, who's in that shuttle? Should I actually fire on that shuttle? Which is exactly what we got in the Book of Boba Fett. In the Book of Boba Fett, we got a Boba Fett that had his balls clipped off, and we all wondered who was responsible. Well, it turns out Kathleen Kenedy was responsible. And what do I mean by that? Well, to understand, I have to explain to you guys exactly how TV shows and movies are made. You see, a writer or a storyteller comes up with a brilliant idea, and they present it to a studio executive, and it either gets greenlit or it gets denied. And when it gets greenlit, sometimes the studio executive provides that director or writer with what are called notes. Notes are strong suggestions like, for example, this story is good, but it's lacking representation. It's lacking a strong female lead, things like that. And they interfere and they make certain changes. And that is what happened on the Book of Boba Fett. Kathleen Kenedy was presented by Jon Favreau a story of Boba Fett being this rugged, manly, aggressive bounty hunter going through a redemption arc. But Kathleen Kenedy felt that Boba Fett was too aggressive, too much of a man, and instead she said, let's make him a little bit more docile, let's make him a little bit more appealing towards everyone, and let's introduce some strong female leads in there to kind of balance it out. And this is what we got.
Where'd you get that water?
We stole it.
That's a crime.
Look, old man.
My name is...
We know who you are.
This is what we got. We got Bella from Twilight over here calling Boba Fett an old man. And that's okay, because this version of Boba Fett has no balls. Now, if she would have called the Boba Fett of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, this is probably what she would have gotten. You see, it all makes sense now as to why the Book of Boba Fett was just so bad. It all stems from Kathleen Kenedy's constant meddling in the story, and it's covered here in this article by Bounding Into Comics. The article reads, Overlord DVD claims that Kenedy interfered by overreaching, by orchestrating the firing of Gina Carano, canceling the previously announced Rangers of the New Republic series that would have starred Carano, mandating the Space Vespas, and changing scripts in the Book of Boba Fett to ensure that Grogu reunited with Din Djarin, despite Din Djarin handing Grogu off to Luke Skywalker at the end of Mandalorian Season 2. Specifically on Kenedy's interference on the Book of Boba Fett, Overlord DVD noted Kenedy's alleged next move against Favreau was corrupting the Book of Boba Fett. She couldn't directly interfere with his production, but Kenedy is clever, deviously clever. When she saw that Robert Rodriguez wanted to introduce the idiotic Vespas into Book of Boba Fett, and Favreau hated the idea, Kenedy approached the marketing department and got them to say, oh yes, we can sell those, let's make it happen. As a result, Favreau was so disgusted, he said, fuck it, let them do what the hell they want. I'm going off to work on Ahsoka in peace. So there you have it. It is all because of Kathleen Kenedy that the Book of Boba Fett was just so bad, because it is being reported that Kathleen Kenedy is on her way out, and the firing is going to take place a little before or after Indiana Jones 5, another movie that she was very hands-on with, and it is also rumored to be horrible. Apparently, Kathleen Kenedy was trying to give good old Indiana Jones the Boba Fett treatment by making him a docile loser that would eventually be replaced by a female version of Indiana Jones. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe, and sensational.